based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but we handle legal work in all 67 counties of Florida. Today I wanted to focus on 3 practice areas: on white-collar criminal work, real estate, and on litigation. And I started off by showing you a background slide of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And this was mostly to entice corporate counsel who doesn't live in nice areas that if you end up retaining our firm during the winter months, you can come down and look at this view. Anyway, we're a small woman-owned firm. I'm the woman who owns the firm. We have 4 full-time attorneys, 4 part-time of counsel attorneys who do work as needed. We're able to quickly scale up to help clients. For example, during the foreclosure crisis, several of our lender clients needed emergency help as there were some problems with some of the local firms that made national news. They asked us to take over large swaths of files, 200 to 500 foreclosure cases at a time. We're able to develop a strategy, go in on an emergency basis with a day's notice, pick up our clients' collateral, bring it back to the office, and we scaled up at that time to 49 employees. And we're handling 2,500 cases at a time on average for them. So we're able to do that. We can quickly process, review, and analyze what's going on. We're able to clean up the entire mess for our clients, and we're ultimately able to get a successful result for them and let them know, the good, the bad, and the ugly with what had been done previously with their files, so they could make a value judgment as how to handle everything and do crisis management with that. We do have local counsel that we've been working with and that are under contract with us since about 2008, who will handle some non-evidentiary hearings for us, but any important hearings, trials, we'll fly in for those. They're subject to confidentiality, non-disclosure agreements. They've been vetted in the past by either, prior, companies that have retained us. They've been happy with them as well. We've had a good working relationship. We also work as local counsel for some larger firms, and we've served as local counsel for some of our clients for both federal and state court matters. And we've been able to help them due to our relationships, knowing the different judges within our state, working on campaigns, being involved in the community. Now, let me focus first on our white-collar practice and regular criminal practice. We can help you with corporate criminal investigations, crime victim representation, FCPA issues. I'm a former prosecutor from Broward County. Robin, my associate who's here today, is also a former prosecutor from Broward County. Valerie, who's of counsel, and Todd, who's of counsel. Valerie worked for Broward County. Todd worked for the AG's office. So there are a number of us, with a lot of law enforcement connections if you need help navigating the system. We can also help you with a number of different types of criminal issues. We've helped large multinational corporations with equipment embezzlement and theft issues. We've handled a lot of high-profile matters. Some of our lenders didn't want things necessarily in the media or needed some management. We were able to assist them with that. We've also helped with some very small matters for clients. They joke around that you come to Florida on vacation and you leave on probation. So we've had some high-profile CEOs, officers of corporations who've come down, had a little bit too much fun in our state, and we've helped them keep that quiet and try to keep that out of the press and keep them with a clean criminal record so that they didn't have any issues for some of their shareholders and their corporate reporting. We've acted in a number of different unusual capacities, not all of which apply to corporations. For example, the Seminole Tribe of Florida hired us to act as inspector generals over their police department to investigate the shooting death of one of their tribal members. So we went into their police department and worked closely with the state attorney's office on the grand jury on that. We can quietly and professionally resolve matters for you. We've also helped with some of the larger fraud rings that came up during the foreclosure crisis. We helped some of our lenders navigate issues. We're able for one of our clients to go ahead and get someone indicted in the Middle District of Florida on one of the cases where there were multiple straw buyers. The client was going to lose a lot of money, and the people were fighting them strongly in the process. We've helped our clients refer some bankruptcy fraud matters over. We've helped with issues as diverse as dead bodies being found in houses, got a panic call from a client on a weekend saying, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We found a dead body in our house, helped them, resolve and navigate that. We've helped with some data theft issues, and large multinational corporation with a rape allegation. One of their European employees was accused of raping an American employee. So we've handled a number of different areas there. Now, as far as real estate services, we've handled residential and commercial foreclosures, commercial leases. We only do, lender representation, all different types of real estate litigation, title curative services. We've been quickly able to customize solutions for clients. We had one client who needed to make some numbers by the end of the quarter, and they asked us to help them dispose of certain assets. So I got my entire team in the office together. We contacted all of our different contacts. They wanted to keep it very quiet. We had people sign confidentialities, and we were able to help them dispose of all those assets quickly and quietly. We handle everything from cradle to grave, note suits, lender litigation, origination, creditor bankruptcy work, any number of different things. We are tech compliant, which I know is an important issue, especially when dealing with a smaller firm. One of our lenders comes on site once a year and does an audit, and it stressed me out a little bit. They wanted to see how quickly it would take to hack our system. So we passed their audit. We have invested a lot of money in our computer technology to make sure that we're safe and that we can keep your information safe, because in a lot of the processes we'll have very sensitive information for our clients. So we're proud that we're able to comply with that. Additionally, we love litigation. We love court and trial. We both litigate on our own, and sometimes we're brought in to help others with litigation assistance in different matters outside our practice area. We've helped, for example, I was personally brought into a sexual harassment case where there were audio issues on a videotape. In Florida, we are two-party consent under the wiretap statute. And during the course of a sexual harassment investigation, one of the individuals had taken it upon himself to illegally videotape and record his manager. So I dealt with those issues in federal court. We happened to appear in front of a federal judge who I used to be in front of in Rockport. So we were able to navigate that and navigate the criminal issues related to that and help them with the trial. We brought in on a number of different types of situations like that. We can kind of drop in, handle the issue at hand, and help the firm.
How many lawyers do you have?
4 full-time and 4 of counsel.
So, I'm sorry, in that situation, you're acting like local counsel?
There was another firm that had the matter, and they retained us specifically to handle that portion of the trial and handle all those issues.
You do the opposite as well, or do you?
Yes, we could do the opposite as well.
But have you done it? In other words, litigate a case in California, you had a local counsel in California, or are you just strictly in Florida?
Well, I'm in Florida.
Well, I know you're
physically in Florida. From time to time, I've had clients ask us to handle matters outside the state. That's rare. For example, I had one lender who wanted us, they had assets in Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, and New York. So I partnered up with firms in those different places. I managed the litigation, helped them with everything. I didn't have to pro hoc and vice in that situation. But we were able to dispose of everything. In other situations, in federal court, I've pro hoc'd in a number of different jurisdictions around the country, handling cases, and for some state court criminal issues, I've also pro hoc'd in. So I can do that. For example, right now I have a case where a high profile individual was arrested in Louisiana, and I've pro hoc'd in. I've been handling all the litigation remotely regarding that. I had a very high profile client get arrested at the airport. An executive was coming through and accidentally had, ridiculous, a little Burberry pocket knife that she had in her handbag. She'd never been arrested before, never been in trouble before, but it was a felony. So I was able to navigate that and help get her out of trouble and keep that quiet so that no one found out about that, and get her bonded out immediately because they were going to hold her in Rikers the whole weekend. Yeah. So, we can do different stuff. We're flexible from that perspective. Now, on the litigation side, we handle, federal and state collections. We can handle deficiency judgments, commercial litigation, fraud, civil theft matters. I'd mentioned before real estate litigation. We've been handling a bunch of those real estate rings where there are note fraud and things like that, injunctions, all different types of matters. We can handle transactional work as well, but I really wanted to highlight our litigation practice here.
Do you do defense litigation, so for debt collection type issues on the defense side?
We do it usually for the lenders who are seeking to recover their money.
Okay, what about the lenders who are being sued, let's say for violating the debt collection statute or the Florida debt collection statute?
I haven't had a whole lot of that litigation.
Okay.
I've had a couple one-offs with that,
Okay.
but we can certainly assist with that. Anyway, we love trial, and if we can help you in any way, in any capacity, I'm certainly happy to, talk to you about it. If it's something that I can do, I'll tell you, and if it's something that I'm not comfortable with, I'll tell you that as well. And I can certainly always recommend someone who's, an expert in a particular area if it falls outside our wheelhouse. We are AV rated from Florida Trend. We're voted top law firm and top lawyer for this year and for the past umpteen years. We have a top AVO rating. We're on the bar register of preeminent lawyers. And although our office is in Fort Lauderdale, one of my clients had requested that they wanted us to have a physical presence in all 67 counties in Florida. So I actually have executive suite relationships in all 67 because they wanted us to be able to have face-to-face meetings with people for closings, for depositions, for things like that, and they wanted to make sure they had that information ahead of time. So we're very flexible. We're available 24/7, unlike a lot of law firms. So if I always tell my clients, if you call me at 2 in the morning, I'm gonna pick up my phone. Old habit from being a prosecutor and being on duty. So we're available to help with all of your needs. Thank you so much for your time.
So, I thought you did a very nice job. There were a couple things that jumped out at me. I like that you talked about the tech compliance and security. That is a huge thing for a company these days. I know personally that our info security addendum for our company is